Okay, so why don't we come to this precious present moment, and I'm going to open my word coach over me and then over all of you, and kind of just drop down into our hearts so we can connect and maybe take a few breaths in. So like 3 in and then hold and then release, and then 3 in and then hold and release. We'll do it 3 times and just really center. Center, center, center. Pieces of paper here and there. Okay, so let's start. Breathe in. Hold. Release. Breathe in. Hold. Release. Breathe in. Hold. And release. How's the drum? Is it okay? Okay. So let's begin by focusing on our feet. And press your feet into the floor. Then push back onto your heels. Then forward onto the balls of your feet. Stretch your toes out wide as they'll go. Feeling the floor. And then in your mind's eye, trace the outline of your toes on your right foot. And then, with your mind's eye, trace the outline of your toes on your left foot. In and out, all around each toe. And press both feet into the ground. Begin to bring your attention up to your ankles. Notice if there's any blockages, any energy blocking your ankles. If there is, pretend you have a blower in your hand and you just blow that stuck energy, opening up those joints. And go on up through your legs to your knees. Notice your knees. Is energy flowing, or is it stuck? If it's stuck, just blow it away. Then continue up to your thighs, to your hips. Notice your hips. Are they tense? Is the energy flowing? You need to blow that energy through your hips. Then go up your torso. Check in with your liver and your kidneys. Feel the energy. Your spleen, your intestines, your heart, lungs. cheeks, nose, forehead, top of your head, opening, opening, opening all the way. And follow the energy down to your shoulders. Begin with your shoulder joints. And continue down your arms, checking your elbows, down your fingers, blowing any stuck energy out of each finger joint. Take a deep breath now. Notice your body. Is it warm, cold, tingling, tired? Take a few deep breaths here. Relax. Now send your luminous body out, down through the floor beneath your feet, down, down, down past the roots of the trees, down past the caves, the stones, down through the minerals, down, down past the natural gas, the oil, down, down through the mantle of the earth. Continue down, 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 passing through the crystalline core, all the way to the molten core. There's hot, molten rock, lava. Your feet and your body of your luminous field enter this heat. It is not burned, it feels warm, good. As it moves through your body, burns through dross, heaviness, density. You allow this heat to burn through you, clear your field, burn off any dross. Now with your cleansed and comfortable body, move toward the very iron core, the center of the earth. Reach out, touch it. So you know that it's there. When you need to and want to, send your roots all the way down there, around the core of the earth, where you need to be centered. body, cleansed body, out of the molten core and up to the crystalline core. When you enter the crystalline core, you see crystals everywhere. Some are 4 stories high. Some are small. Some are clumped together. Some are hanging down. Some are giant pyramids pointing up to the sky. All sorts of crystals here. Then you begin to notice an energy here. And it's codes. Codes from our sun. Galactic codes. Codes for what we need right now. And you see the codes. They're all around you. Some are calling out to you. And you reach out to those that are calling to you. You absorb the codes. Absorb all that call to you. And as you finish, become aware of another energy. It's the energy of all the avatars that have walked the earth. Buddha, Jesus, Mary, Kuan Yin, Yogananda, all the various saints, wisdom keepers. We look around at these luminous beings, these avatars. Which one is calling to you today? Which one are you drawn to right now? Move towards that avatar and greet them. And then begin to breathe in sync with this avatar. You notice the energy of that avatar coming to you through your in-breath. You begin to give back to them through your out-breath. You take a few minutes to absorb their energy. It's the avatar energy. the energy of this avatar in your body, begin to make your way up, up past the coal, the gas, and the minerals, slate, sandstone, granite, past the caves, up past the tree roots, through the crust of the earth, through the floor, bringing yourself here and feeling your feet on the ground. Feel your fingers and toes. As you feel the whisper of energy of the avatar, you might want to take a moment to write something, a poem, draw a picture, something that will remind you of the avatar and of the codes, these sun codes that you've absorbed. It might be just a feeling, it might be just a fleeting presence, but you might want to capture it. Capture what was given to you today. Oh. Yeah. So if anybody has anything to share, we can share. If you just want to have some time to just process this and write or draw or create anything, a song, a movement, something to represent your gift.
I'll share.
Okay.
And just so Susan and Barry know, I had a session with Karen yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, right?
I think it was yesterday, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Or Friday. Anyway, day or two ago.
It was Friday.
And I've been pretty much like not here until since then, and just I guess so when I went down, my avatar was Mother Mary. And as I went towards her, I had a entity that Karen removed. It flashed in her face. Like Mother Mary basically morphed into something terrifying. And so I practiced, leave, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome in my luminous field. So just feeling that right now. And then you were guiding us back up, and I was still trying to get rid of that energy. And I can't really tell where I'm at now in terms of if that entity is still around, and if how much of Mother Mary's energy I was able to absorb. It all feels very like nothing, like detached, like trauma, where it's not the fight, flight, or freeze, but where you just everything just shuts down.
Yeah, that's, mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we can, continue to work on that, and also remember, yeah, I love that you don't have permission, and also, the gratitude practice,
Mm-hmm.
the happy memories, so joy, love, gratitude are not attractive to this thing. And so it
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's in you either. It's good that you're seeing it outside. So, yeah, and we'll check. I'll check for you too. Check. Yeah. Anybody else have anything they want to share, or like I said, so this is something you can do with your breathing practice when you send down to the earth. You can send the whole way down and wrap around the core of the earth, and then when you're sending up, you can send all the way up to where you source from. We're going to do planetary work, and in that way you're super connected. And so you've got this divine loop that goes down from your heart chakra, and we did that yesterday with the decoupling. Heart chakra goes all, and then it goes all the way down through the earth, up and around through where you source, and into your 7 chakras. So that's your divine loop, connecting you always and balancing through heaven and earth. So
I like the core. Going to the core for grounding. I think, did you do it another time? There's somewhere I did that recently. And I thought it was you.
could be. I might have mentioned. I'm so taken by that. Once I took the advanced journeying course, and I was so taken by that, and I do that all the time now. So I'm really grounded, and I'm really up and.
I know it was a Gaia thing.
Oh, okay.
It was a Gaia thing. It was yeah, because it was the week I missed the Power of 8 group, and I remember going Gaia that Friday, and they did that in a guided meditation with like 1,000 people.
Wow. Okay.
It was the first time where they went down to the absolute core and wrapped around it for journey. Yeah, I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And in now that I've done it the second time, I can see like all grounding, the more you do it, the stronger it gets. And so I can feel the difference just with the second one, which was really cool. And then I was really surprised. Sue will know, this is a surprise. Satchidananda was the one that showed up, the yogi. And so I've never met him or worked with him, but it was a really clear thing. And the message that I got, it was the deepest feeling of healing, and it was more my healing, of course, because that seems like that's forever, in a way. And the same, but it's really for the earth, and Satchidananda, just the energy that I got from him was just pure, unconditional love, and coming from that place to be part of the healing, which in a way I think is the upside of everything we're going through now, as the earth is getting a break for a while, with less fossil fuels being, so there's something going on. And yeah, so that really felt good.
Yeah, the power of that, of Mother Earth, Pachamama, unleashing this thing that put us all in stop mode. I mean,
exactly, yeah.
Power.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Decide she's going to exercise her power. Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, I mean, anytime she wants, she can just go and shake us off in a heartbeat. We can.
Like a bunch of
And if she really wants a reboot, she can take care of it very easily. But anyway, we're getting a chance to pause, and I think that, you know, I'm hoping that, I mean, this felt like it was something that was adding to some of the thoughts and feelings that I've had about just making the most of this time. Because without what's going on, I wouldn't be doing nearly as much meditation and this kind of work, because I would be on and off airplanes and the usual things. So this is an amazing gift to be able to work with this, and so I feel like that was a really good boost. And I've got to do some my code. I got to do some work to figure out what it means, because it didn't. It was a really simple code. It was just a single number, and I'm just like, okay. So I'm going to look up what that number means in lots of different ways and see.
That's good.
Single digit.
I think the code,
So,
the code was something of what you're saying. Was just that Pachamama is all powerful. You know, don't underestimate her power to large. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was that sort of feeling like, and I had this too. I wrote something, it's on my website. One time I was really frustrated with the Wi-Fi, and I have to run here and run there because the Wi-Fi at my house isn't good. And I was like, oh, and I was so tired of this, and I was really fussing. And then all hell broke loose. The wind was howling, and as I left, I almost got hit by a tree, actually scratched the side of my car. I'm running down, I get home, the power's out, and the wind blew the door, and I went inside. It was just like, okay, I get it. I get it. This is you. I'm not, who am I to be annoyed that it's spring?
yeah.
For me, you know, who am I annoyed that, you know, the wind is howling? It showed me, you know. And I think it's what happens closer and closer to the elements and closer to the spiritism. It you know, it talks to you really fast when you're out of balance. When you're out, So
we live in a wind tunnel here.
So then for me, yeah, we do. For me, I think it was just a continuation from last time, from the source, you know, and I was sorry I had to leave too quickly last time. But it was just pure light, sunlight, light. And, you know, the last time, like sort of what was the purpose? Why are you here? You're, you know, and it was something I've always known, but it was a little bit different, but a light bringer or a light bearer, people of the sun, which is actually from my Philippine heritage, that goes back, but it was just I wasn't thinking about that or anything. So this time too, I was kind of surprised because having journeyed down, you know, for me, sometimes I have expectations, and then there was just nothing but light. And, you know, sort of this everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And a presence of, and Barry knows who this is, of a woman, Soligiu, who went home a couple of years ago, of just being in that light again. And bringing that forward, you know, as Barry was saying, this is a time where Earth Mother's having the opportunity to take a deep breath and, you know, and I've been of the feeling of, you know, this virus is a life form all by itself and has every right to exist just like I do. And whatever its duty is, to go ahead and do its duty while it's here. And that connection to the light, I don't want to say will protect, but it's just, I guess the code is new perspective, or just paradigm shift, or assemblage point shift, you know. So that's I was gonna say that's all I got, but it's just that almost like, you know, when you go, you see the TV and it's all the old fashioned TV when it just goes like that. It was just that kind of light throughout for me, all the way down, all the way back. Although hope, I do know I've had over the years things that have been pulled from me, and how when you have something like it's pulled off of you, particularly if it's been around for a while, there's almost like a reset that you have to do within yourself, you know, because it was part of who we were, or who we thought we were, you know, but it didn't belong there. So then that hole has to be filled, or however you want to put it. So, you know, that's where I just found myself, like, just light, 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 more light.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, you're not alone. We've all been through it. We've all, you know, I too had things removed, and I know exactly. And the thing about energy work and even illuminations, all of it is things you've been holding down, like you say, keeping yourself so tight, and it starts to bubble up, you know. And so, and these things sometimes want to come back, you know, and you just have to.
Yeah.
But I'll check when I go home. I'll do a little long distance check on you, okay?
I remember a time. I remember one time Barry and I went to a place, and something actually hit me in my third eye. And I had just been to the eye doctor like in June or something. And my eyesight changed permanently as a result. Got significantly worse within 2 months. And so I can't see much, you know. Yeah. And so then this was many years ago. And so Leguiu and Rakuiske like had to remove it. I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what was wrong, other than I couldn't see anymore. And I have, you know, if I take my contacts out and Barry says, "What finger am I holding up?" I'm like, "Can't tell," you know. So to go from that much worse, you know, so when something gets pulled off, it's significant, you know. So, and then for me, I'm, you know, Barry and I usually check each other. Have we picked something up? If we,
Yeah.
you know, particularly if something really changes for both of us, I think we've been very lucky to be home, you know, and not out in public so much. Like Barry was saying, we, occasional run to Costco. But I'll tell you, the news affects me. And then I have to sit there and think, what did I just pull in?
Right.
Or did I pull something in from what's being shown to me? You know, some of the ugliness that's going on out there.
Yeah, I know sometimes we think, you know, when we should be jumping for joy, right? Everything should be perfect and wonderful, and then when we're here, we are struggling, and it's disappointing. But it will get to the point where you're going to feel so much better, but you have to go through this process of recalibrating. Yeah.
I guess I felt lucky to just have light. Yeah. Go ahead, Hope. Sorry.
I was shown the symbol of the music sign, you know, on sheet music. And I know nothing about music, like nothing. Just absolutely nothing. And I think, like I said, I felt that that immobility, like where everything, all my systems just like shutting down, you know. And I think music is like the one thing that can, like, it can actually penetrate the complete shutdown. It's the only thing that can come in and touch and like reawaken me right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ones on YouTube too, like ones that are that 432 megahertz. It's a different megahertz. Very relaxing. So you could say, you know, type in like in YouTube, they have this relaxing music or clearing music and cleansing music. Sometimes I just put those on in the background when I'm working on something, and they it does seem to, like you say, penetrate and soothe.
Mm-hmm.
Get to those spots that all the talking in the world can't get to. Yeah.
No.
Well, thank you
You
guys.
know, you bring that up. There's a thing. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Karen, for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. I love it. So it's fun for
Yeah,
me.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That was a new street. We made sure we finished the garden early so we could shower up before we did.
Relax anyway. Probably time. Too much work makes.
Yeah,
Oh boy, you don't want to be dog.
that's great. Really. Yeah.
I was teasing Bear. I said, guess what we're having for dinner? Salad. What are we having for breakfast? Salad. What are we having for lunch? Salad. What are we having for dinner? Salad. We have so much salad right now.
You know what? I start to order Hungry Root. Have you heard of Hungry Root? So they just prepackaged meals, but it's all vegan. And so it's like, you know, they might have a bean thing that's all put together. So while I've been, you know, stuck here in New York, the growing season, so I've had all kinds of good vegan food that I didn't have to do much cooking for it. They deliver it to your door, so that's kind of
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Hungry root. Okay.
Good. Good. Yeah. All right. Love you all. Thank you.
That's the name of the.
Bye.
Okay. See you Wednesday.
Wednesday. If we have anybody, we don't have anybody on the schedule, I don't think.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I couldn't think of anybody.
Yeah. It's cool. We have the one person maybe, so we'll see how that goes. Well, it doesn't hurt to take a week off, and things will generate. So.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for doing this.
Okay.
Bye.
Nice to hope.
Nice to meet you all.